Part 3. I then said this. Thank you for your honesty. I sincerely appreciate it. Can you please explain the snaps then? No matter how you read them, they make it sound like you have already had time. It just doesn't add up. That's the part of this driving me crazy. His response. The time is amazing part, that is because after the inside joke took off between the two of us we did text about more like a what if we were to have like that fortune cookie suggested it would have to be amazing wouldn't it if I was so good you got a promotion. So from there our joke was the time must have been mind-blowingly amazing for her to get that promotion. So in text or snaps we sometimes would randomly at the end say the time was amazing, great or whatever word to insert. Like the signing out of a conversation. Again Tim, I know you don't really know me from a hole in the wall but I am truly sorry and feel terrible beyond what you imagine. Time, that what if part wasn't really serious in the moment, if that is explained at all correctly. Was hypothetical, but we said what if we did have time. My next text. 2 more things. Not to hammer you. Again, I appreciate your honesty. First thing is Amanda told me that you guys have been to the point in telling one another that you would have time with one another if not married. Was that it? Or were there explicit details being discussed? And not in a joking manner. Like maybe her telling you what she wanted to do to you, etc. or you to her. You see what I'm saying? I am trying to gauge how deep this really was. Physical or not. The emotional connection was already there. The physical part is just a bonus to that. An emotional affair is almost worse than getting drunk and having a one-night stand. I hope you understand that. Also, the I want you very very badly snap I am assuming was legit? You two were to that point where time was the next step. What would have happened if I didn't notice her the other morning? His response. There was a time, maybe 2 max, where nothing was explicit. Vague and open-ended. No details per se. The snap I want you badly to be completely honest don't even remember snapping but obviously it was sent. 100% out of character and that was the first of its kind. I was drunk, not an excuse, it's a fact. I don't even remember my emotion when I wrote it cause I don't remember writing it. So to be honest don't think it would have led to a single thing. That was harmless. And FYI Amanda never once wrote a snap ever to that effect to me if it puts your mind more at ease. Me. The last thing I wanted to ask was, if you knew Amanda loves me and never wanted to interfere with what we had and want her to be happy in her marriage, then why would you do what you did? His response. To be honest, thought it was harmless, but of course it is the furthest thing from it. Selfish really. For the record I never one time if Amanda asked or said something did I ever make it sound like you were coming off poorly. I don't remember a single conversation of any topic so please don't ask but I would tell her what a man's perspective was and how that may help the two of you get to see eye to eye on whatever topic it was. Was a friend to her above all else. Doesn't mean anything I did was right obviously but I want you to know I wasn't trying to undercut your relationship in way. Again I was selfish and it was wrong. I then ended with this. Okay. Thank you. Now tell your wife. She deserves to know. I then messaged my wife on Facebook and basically had a long conversation about the in-depths of all this as if I believed everything he said because honestly, the way he said everything and from what I did already know of this guy, it sounds legit as much as I don't want to believe it. We basically started our counseling it felt like by discussing all of our issues and why she did what she did in the first place blah blah blah. It didn't end on a good note and here I am now. Update, January 14, 2015, 10:58 p.m. Well guys and gals, you were alright. She cheated on me. I brought up the idea of a lie detector test and even showed her when and where we can go to take it. She played it off for about 20 minutes while we continued to talk and I kept asking her questions that didn't make sense with the conversation I had with her and with him last night. By talking to her right after the conversation with him, I was asking her the same questions I asked him and getting completely different responses because they didn't have time to talk as I was sitting there. She finally broke down and the words "promise me you won't take this to work" came out of her mouth and I knew. My phone went off and I used that as an excuse and said hold that thought, clicked through my phone real quick turning on the voice recorder and got it all on tape. FML, I flipped shit, clearly, only a cracked bedroom door though so I'm happy that was all the damage I did. I broke a lamp too but who gives a duck. I then made her get in the car with me and drove to his house an hour and 15 minutes away and I told his wife. She tried to beat up my wife and trick me into unlocking the door but I was videoing the whole thing and told her not to do it but she tried to anyways. Obviously I stopped it from happening. I sat there with her and the douchebag ducker for a half hour making sure she knew the full truth and how he was going to tell her just as my soon-to-be ex-wife was telling me it was only emotional. He admitted to everything as he knew he couldn't lie. I showed her all the proof I showed everyone here and she was just in utter shock, which is understanding. I recorded that whole bit too. I answered any questions she had, and when she just became silent for 10 minutes straight I left her my number and told her to call me if she needed someone to talk to, and I left. She said, "Thank you for telling her," and I told her I felt it was the right thing to do and would only hope she would have done the same for me, and she said of course she would have. My ex-wife on the way up there and on the way back was answering all my questions, completely honest at this point as to when and where and such, as I was curious as it was happening right under my nose. Although as she was telling me these things, it did all make sense, and there were even time where I should have probably noticed but didn't think twice, because I trusted her. Anyways, I am just so ducked up in the head right now and am about to head over to my mom's to probably bawl my eyes out and talk to her about using the lawyer she is currently using for her divorce to get the separation papers going. I feel bad for my wife in a way because she is going to lose her job, and well, you get what you pay for, I guess. I will keep you all updated on how this all goes, but as of right now, it's not good. Frown. Update, January 16, 2015, 10 p.m. Well guys, here I am. I am in a different place than I was a couple days ago. I think I am in some sort of a withdrawal phase. I have never been without my wife for more than a period of 3 days when she went away on business. I almost actually tried to go to the movies with her tonight, I know. Last night I went over to the house and we had a really deep discussion for about 3 hours just about everything. Not the affair details, but more so the questions that made us realize what was wrong with us and why it led to that, and how to move forward if we want to. We knew it was going to take 3 steps minimum, and those are 1. To make sure this is even what we want. Did we want to try and make it work together? Are we willing to put forth 100% to trying to reconcile the marriage? After we answered yes to that. 2. Get rid of the guy. I said in order for this to even have a chance, he would have to be out of the picture. Now this was a tricky one and continues to be because they work for the same company, obviously being co-workers. Well, today, she talked to him and it really is up to her how it gets handled, but one of them has to go, and quite frankly I don't give a shit who it is. Has nothing to do with my side of working this out. I told her until that is done, we have nothing else to talk about. But 3. Was counseling and the actual trying of repairing and reconciling the marriage. So that is where I stand. I want nothing but to be with my wife. I love her and there is a reason I married her. She tried to hug me last night when I was leaving and I broke down yet again because I wasn't ready for her to touch me. Doesn't mean I don't want to be with her and around her. However, I just couldn't take that yet. I honestly have no clue how long it could be before I'm ready for her to even just touch me and make me feel like she means it. I even told myself if something like this ever happened I would have to refrain from killing the beach. However, now that I am in the situation, I can't even believe I am acting like this. It really is like the saying goes, you never know how you will actually react until you are put into the situation. And I have a couple holes to patch up and a bedroom door to replace to give you an idea. If anyone has specific questions, feel free to ask, but I don't want to make the wall of text any longer than it actually needs to be, so I am trying to just give the big details in the updates. Thank you for all your continued support, as this is really helping me think of all the angles. People can say I am making the wrong decision, and that is fine. Maybe I am. But I will find out in my own time. I don't think just filing for a divorce right away is going to make my hurt go away any faster. I have the ability to file for adultery unless I sleep with her, and then I lose that case and would have to go through a full 1-year separation in my state. That isn't going to happen anytime soon. As stated above, I can't even stand her touch right now. So I will know well before that would ever happen again whether or not this is going to work. I might know in a couple weeks. I might know even sooner if she comes to me saying sorry, but we are going to have to continue working together. I doubt that is going to happen, but you get the idea. Which reminds me, she actually has already started working on updating her resume to look for another job. I am not sure why I failed to mention that. She is trying to see if he would leave, but if he won't, then she said she will leave and would ask for me to just respect her while she finds a new job so she doesn't have to financially struggle. I agreed, as she claims to have set up the office so they never have to see each other unless they wanted to, which please just let me believe that is the case, because I truly believe it is, as she is making it clear she will do anything right now to make up for what she did. Obviously she never should have did it, but she did, and now we are here at a crossroads. TLDR, woke up, peed, saw wife not check Snapchat like usual, found out she is cheating on me with proof. However, after the updates, I could salvage my marriage? Thanks you for watching. Everyday new movies. See you soon.